How's it going, guys? This is Jason. Welcome back to more Magic the Gathering Arena. We're going to be doing another standard event today, and in this episode we're going to be using a Golgari food deck. This one made by Venom 1 for a recent competition. We're going to be giving it a try. And some of the staples of this Golgari food archetype in the current meta are Gilded Goose, Paradise Druid, and Witch's Oven. So obviously a lot of small cost spells, and then the variations on this sort of deck really depend on the higher cost spells that you include with your deck. I know this one we're using also includes a Garrick as a nice finisher. Okay, what do we got? 2 Fabled Passage, 4 land total, Wicked Wolf and Massacre Girl. These are pretty expensive cards, but I think it's still tolerable as long as we can get in. If we can draw some smaller cost spells along the way, I think we'll be okay. So I'm going to roll the dice on this one, because these are pretty good mid to late game cards. Massacre Girl can clear the field if we look like we're getting overrun by creatures. Let's keep it. I think we'll do a turn 1 Fabled Passage and then a turn 4 Fabled Passage. A Night deck, okay. Witch's Oven, excellent. So maybe we won't do a turn 1 Fabled Passage, we'll just get Witch's Oven out right away. And then hopefully we can draw a Cauldron Familiar, but that might be a little bit of wishful thinking. Is this pure white? Pure white knights. Oh wow. So far looking like it. Yeah, they're putting out a lot of stuff already, and we still don't have any 2 or 3 cost things, so we need to draw something fast. My gamble is not paying off as it stands right now. Pretty much my next turn we have to draw something to play. Otherwise, I'm not sure Wicked Wolf on turn 4 is gonna cut it. He's just being a little bit too aggro right now. Oh yikes! Yeah. This is looking this is looking like he's gonna have aggro damage on me before I can react. Let's take a forest. Gilded Goose. Okay, that's something. So we'll do that in the meantime. I mean, he's probably going to end up chump blocking the Venerate Luxodon just so we don't get killed outright. But at least we can sacrifice him for more food, and then we can gain some life back with the food later. So let's put this out tapped. Yeah, this is looking tough. Massacre Girl won't even clear the field because he doesn't have any 1/1s. What we really need is for him to play a 1/1. And then we can just stall until we can get Massacre Girl out and just board wipe. But right now, Massacre Girl doesn't have anything to kill. Ooh, interesting. So actually, we could use Witch's Oven to catalyze Massacre Girl's ability. It says whenever a creature dies, each other creature, then Massacre Girl gets -1/-1. So we could use Witch's Oven to get that first -1/-1. I wonder if they have like an unbreakable formation and they're deciding whether or not they can just kill me right now. Actually, I don't see a lot of activity. Like, they're not highlighting cards, so I wonder if... It'd be a shame if they disconnected with the advantage they have right now. Or lost their combat step because they timed out. What's going on? What are you going to do? Wow, are they really going to run out the clock? There we go. I see a highlight. Hurry! Yeah, here comes the attack. So let's see, we're taking 10 damage from these guys, so I definitely need to block Venerated Luxodon. And we'll sacrifice Gilded Goose for some more food. Now I'm trying to think, can I even survive next turn? He's got another Venerable Knight. Damn, I'm one turn away from playing Massacre Girl, and that would absolutely clear the field, but I don't think I can survive until then. Pretty much all I can do is a Vraska or a Wicked Wolf or eat my foods. Eating food's not going to help me because I can get up to 14 at most, and he has enough to kill me. He has like 16 worth of damage. If I play Wicked Wolf, I can destroy a creature and block a creature. So that'll take care of... Let's see. I can kill one of these flyers and block Venerated Luxodon. That means I'll take 10. So I'll still be dead. Oh man. Yeah, I think I'm dead. Let's just see what happens. I mean, maybe he won't think to attack with everyone. I mean, it's a long shot. He's probably going to attack with everyone, but I'm pretty sure that I can't actually survive this. He's going to do 10 damage if he attacks with everyone. I can only block 4 of it. Yeah. Yep. That's a good game. Damn. One turn away from getting Massacre Girl out and just totally turning the tables. Okay. Well, that's the price you pay sometimes when you take a hand that doesn't have any low-cost creatures. I thought maybe I would draw some of those creatures, but it just didn't happen as much as I wanted it to. We got a Gilded Goose and a Witch's Oven, which didn't turn out to be enough. Let's see how we do the second game. What's happening? Hello? Are we gonna get hands at some point? What's the hold up here? Oh. I guess while we're waiting, I could just briefly discuss what my usual strategy is for deciding whether or not to mulligan. If I have 1 land or 6 or more lands, I automatically mulligan. The only time I wouldn't mulligan that is if I'm mulliganing down to 4 cards. 4 cards is the fewest amount of cards I would ever mulligan. If I have 2 lands, I want to make sure I have at least 2 3-cost or below spells to play. If I have 3 lands, I like to make sure I have at least 1 3-cost or below. If I have 4 or 5 lands, I sort of just add up the total of the converted mana costs of the rest of the cards and make sure that they're under a certain number. For 4 lands, I make sure that's under 13. For 5 lands, I make sure it's between 5 and 8. I know it sounds pretty obscure and potentially nonsensical, but I read some article some guy did a few years back, and he did like a statistical analysis of like mana curves that won tournaments and stuff, and he determined that numerically this was like the optimal mulligan strategy for most mid-range decks. Is this person like AFK? What's going on? We're gonna take this. We have 3 costs and 4 lands. I think we're okay with this. Is this just gonna be a forfeit? It's gonna be boring. Hello? Oh my god. So yeah, I guess we'll take this one as an example while we wait for this person to time out. We have 4 lands, so we would add up the total mana cost of our remaining cards, which is 3, 3, and 3, so 9. 9 is less than 13, so by that logic I would keep this hand. Other things to consider are making sure you have all the colors you need for the cards you want to play. So for example, the Murderous Riders require 2 black mana. If I only had 1 Fabled Passage and 3 Forests, I would then mulligan this hand because I would need at least 2 black mana to play Murderous Rider. Finally. What happened, bro? Where were you at? It's like an aggro deck. Okay. Well, hopefully we get some small 1 or 2 cost spells in the first few turns before we actually go to Midnight Reaper and Murderous Rider. Oh my god, this guy's taking forever. What took you so long to decide to attack with a 1/1 haste creature? There was like no decision there. Let's do... I think we'll do Fabled Passage. Just because there's no reason not to put out a tap land at this point, and also it'll slightly reduce the amount of lands in our deck, making it more probable that we won't draw lands, and we don't need lands now. Runaway Steamkin, okay. So, that's definitely going to be a target for Murderous Rider. We have the mana for that. Sacrifice this for a swamp. And 1 or 2 cost spell? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll take his damage for now. Hopefully we can come back from this. It's all going to depend on how well he curves out. Probably this turn will be one of the deciding factors on whether I can come back or not. Interesting, he didn't buff Runaway Steamkin. That's encouraging. Ideally, you usually want to play like 1 or 2 spells before combat on turn 3 with Runaway Steamkin to get him up to like a 3/3 or even a 4/4 if you have 3 1-cost spells. Not sure what he's doing. Bone Crusher. Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't play that first off. Witch's Oven. Okay, that's good. So, at this point, we could do Murderous Rider to destroy something, or we could do Midnight Reaper to block something, destroy it, and also we'll draw a card. I think we're going to do Midnight Reaper. We can block his Bone Crusher if he attacks with it. We can draw a card, and we'll have Witch's Oven and Murderous Rider for next turn. Let's do that. I think we can afford to lose the 1 life for drawing a card. And also, as we take more damage, Midnight Reaper's going to become less and less useful, so we might as well get use out of him now. Reason he's going to become less and less useful is because he's going to start detrimenting our ability to stay alive. Oh, okay. Well, that's not ideal, but at least we took a shock out of his hand. But yeah, we're about to take 8 damage, which is not great. 9 if you include Midnight Reaper. So, you know, we may actually end up playing Murderous Riders as creatures before we actually use their instant abilities, because their instant abilities are going to actually make us take 2 damage, which I don't know if we can afford. And playing them as creatures will give us lifelink pretty much immediately. Now he's doing 9 damage, plus he has 3 mana available after that, so we might be in trouble. If he has a Slaying Fire, this game's over, because he has the mana for it, and it does 4 damage. Let's just see what happens. Does he have Slaying Fire, or is he playing another Bone Crusher? Slaying Fire, wow. Unbelievable. I'm not curving out too well in these games. We're not doing so well. We're gonna try again. I think if we get shut out, we're gonna try this standard event again with this deck, because so far I've not been that happy with my opening hands, but they've been just barely tolerable, so that it's possible you could draw into making them a success, but that just hasn't happened. What do we have here? Trail of Crumbs. Okay, so this is actually a nice curve out. We've got a 2-cost, 3-cost, 4-cost, 3 lands. This is probably the best hand we've had thus far, so let's keep this. Turn 1, I'm thinking Fabled Passage. Turn 2, probably Forest and Trail of Crumbs. Another aggro deck, huh? Alright, well, yeah, let's get some food out. Life gain is going to be good against this. I don't think we had any life gain last match. Let's get a swamp. We already have 2 green available. Trail of Crumbs coming out. Turn 2, probably Midnight Reaper, depending on if we want to pay the 2 mana. Or if we draw a basic land, we'll do Midnight Reaper. If we don't, we might want to do this as a tap land and eat the food. Just so we get some life gain. And oh, you know what? This could be a Cavalcade variant of the red aggro. Yeah, so do I want to eat the food, or do I want to do Midnight Reaper? You know what? Midnight Reaper is going to prevent more damage if he doesn't have removal for him, because I can destroy these Scorched Bitters. So I think we'll take the 2, and we'll play Midnight Reaper. course, he probably has removal, since he hasn't played any removal yet, but, oh, wow. Yeah, this is definitely looking like a Cavalcade-style deck. That's going to be an issue. So I'm thinking next turn, if we can find a land, we're going to Vraska and destroy Chandra with Vraska. Yeah. Excellent. 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 So yeah, now I think we're going to destroy Chandra with Vraska, and we'll most likely lose Vraska when he retaliates with his attack, but that's fine. We mainly just don't want to have him having 2 free 1/1s per turn. Following turn, we can probably play Wicked Wolf. Might be more Midnight Reapers. I'm not sure yet. Wicked Wolf is good because we can remove something. But yeah, I'm definitely anticipating him having Cavalcades and then just going all out with his attacks. Experimental Frenzy, okay. That's fine. Yeah, here comes the Vraska kill, which I'm fine with. I can remove one of his creatures, so it's basically like Vraska killed his Planeswalker and one of his creatures. So this is actually an interesting choice. There's actually no reason to block the Scorch Spitter since he's going after the Chandra, or the Vraska that just died. So I could block Fervent Champion. I think I'm going to do that because he has the ability to buff it with Castle Embereth, and that would be a problem for my blockers in the future. So let's block Fervent Champion. And then we don't have to worry about him killing my creatures later on with a buff from Castle Embereth. Witch's Oven, okay. I think we're going to do Wicked Wolf and just remove one of his Scorch Spitters and then attack with Midnight Reaper. That sounds good to me. Get a little bit of pressure on him. Remove one of his Scorch Spitters, and we have a blocker for his remaining Scorch Spitter. A potentially invulnerable blocker, since we have a food available. Next turn, probably Midnight Reaper and Witch's Oven, or we could eat a food if our health is looking low. Eating a food has the benefit of allowing us to look at 2 cards and put one in our hand because of Trail of Crumbs. Lava Coil, okay. I'm fine with that. I have, unbeknownst to him, I have 2 Midnight Reapers in my hand, so it's not that big a deal. Other land, fantastic. So let's do Midnight Reaper. Do another Witch's Oven, and then we have 1 mana left over if we do eat this food. Well, not eat it, but if we sacrifice it for Wicked Wolf, we can pay a mana and get that card draw in case he tries to remove Wicked Wolf. So I think we've evened the field considerably in terms of our life totals, but yeah, let's sacrifice that since he's destroying it. Problem is, he's obviously got big draw power with that Experimental Frenzy. Cauldron Familiar, fantastic. So actually, Cauldron Familiar might help us a lot, because it's going to be gaining us life every turn since we have Witch's Oven as well. There's Steamkin. We'll take 2 damage here from his Scorch Spitter, presumably. Yep. But that's okay, because next turn we're going to have a Chump Blocker who will be gaining us life every turn and chipping away at the enemy. Also, this combo will play into Trail of Crumbs, because we'll be getting draw power every time Cauldron Familiar does the Witch's Oven combo. And we can actually get both out, so let's do both. Let's get this out. Let's go ahead and attack, since we have a blocker already, Midnight Reaper for Runaway Steamkin. And I think that's going to be our turn. When we do the Cauldron Familiar combo during his end step, we'll get that draw power from the foods. Interesting, he's destroying Experimental Frenzy. I wonder if he has another one in his hand and he's just trying to play a 1 or 2 cost that he has right now. What could he have? Rimrock Knight. Okay. The thing can't even block. And I've got Cauldron Familiar. I'm not sure why you would play that. Okay. So let's undo past turn. Let's do our combo. And we draw cards every time Cauldron Familiar does the combo as well. We're getting a bunch of benefits from this thing. Another Cauldron Familiar. Fantastic. Let's do this again. Ooh, that's interesting. I could do it twice because the effect of it going back in the battlefield hasn't resolved yet. I could actually use that to do this draw ability twice. Another, oh my god, another Witch's Oven. I think that just won me the game, actually. This combo is going to be pretty insane. Yeah. Let's go ahead and keep that food there. This is looking like it's... Oh my god, 3 Cauldron Familiars and another Witch's Oven. This is looking like it's really in my favor now. Because Red Deck Wins does not have life gain, so every little bit of damage I'm doing to him is just chipping away, and he's not getting that life back. Meanwhile, I'm gaining life every time I do this combo, so all I need to do now is just sit back and not die from his attacks. This is looking very good for me right now. I've also got draw power with Trail of Crumbs. I've got draw power from Midnight Reaper. Oh, he's got a Torbrand. That's a problem. Well, I'm gonna have to block with every one of the attacks. Mainly, I'm only worried about direct damage right now, though, because I have so many blockers. My Witch's Oven combo is only going to take, like, probably his end step, and then my turn, and I'll have him. What do we got? What do we got? You have some kind of direct damage spell that's going to do, like, 7 damage. He does have Runaway Steamkin, so that's an issue. But he's probably going to be able to play all 3 cards in his hand, whatever they are. But unless they're all direct damage spells, I feel like I can probably survive. Let's just see. Because I still have these foods I can eat as well. Ouch. Yeah, that does 6 damage because of the, it's 4 damage plus 2 from Torbrand. Oh no, Ashandra! Yikes.
Won't lie.
Oh man, and Scorch Spitters are each going to do 2 damage, or each going to do 3 damage. Right on top, so I need to block everything, basically. And even with, oh man, with Chandra, this is going to be an issue. I'm definitely going to have to eat some food to survive this. I might survive with 1 health, honestly. We're going to have to see how this goes.
I brought company.
Oh man, this is going to be tough. Is he only attacking with them? If I were him, I would just go all out. Okay, well, I think this is definitely survivable then. Because he's out of mana, I can block these guys without worrying about my creatures dying. And now my Witch's Oven combo, I think, is going to finish him. Oh shit, I forgot that they would destroy them. Oops. Well, I got lands, so that's something. Let's do our Witch's Oven combo now. Let's draw some more cards. Wicked Wolf. Let's take Wicked Wolf. We can destroy Torbrand. In case we don't kill him these next couple turns. Oops. Yeah, this is going to be really close, but I think we have him. Let's eat another food. We don't really need these, but I'll take a basic land. We can't really afford a tap land at this point. Anything else we can do? No, that's it. Okay. A Gilded Goose. We have even more food. So I think what we're gonna do is just attack with all our Cauldron Familiars, and anything they don't block is just gonna go through. Anything they do block is gonna either die or. Actually, no. We're gonna destroy Torbrand first. So let's do that. First things first. We need to stop his hideous damage dealing ability. So let's do this. And let's sacrifice a food so that he doesn't die. And we can pay a mana for that. Oh, Massacre Girl, beautiful. Okay, so Torbrand, the direct threat, is dealt with. We have Massacre Girl for next turn if we want, and we can just board wipe. Gilded Goose will give us more food. Let's go ahead and attack. I'm not that worried about Chandra right now. hang on. Let me do the math here. I got in trouble last episode for not doing the math. Let me just count up how much damage he can do. He can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so maybe I need to block, but my Witch's Oven combo is going to give me a bunch of life back as well. So, okay, let's just be a little defensive here. We'll chump block with all our Cauldron Familiars, and then we'll do the combo in case we need a bit more life. Yeah, I don't think we would be able to kill him this turn. So let's play it on the safe side. Keep these guys as chump blockers. And if we need a bit of buffer room to gain some life, we can with Witch's Oven. Next turn, I'm definitely thinking about Massacre Girl and just wiping everything. We can give Wicked Wolf invulnerability. Oh no, that won't work. Massacre Girl will still kill Wicked Wolf, even if he becomes invulnerable.
Oh, they're so cute.
If this guy has another Torbrand, I think I'm dead. So hopefully that's not the case. Also, oh, that's right, he can buff all his creatures with Castle Embereth. That's a very good point. Another Runaway Steamkin. I think we can still survive if he doesn't have another 1-cost spell. If we just block all his most powerful creatures. Let's see, what do we have here? We have 4 blockers. We can block 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take 4. Yeah, we're going to survive this, unless he has like a 1-cost. Actually, no. These are the last ones I want to block. Let's block those Scorch Spitters, because they're permanent. Block his Remark Knight, and Goose, you'll block Steamkin. This is looking good. We'll survive with 1 health at this rate. Yeah. And we can sacrifice our Gilded Goose. Get that delicious food. We don't want to sacrifice any of the Cauldron Familiars because obviously they destroyed his creatures. Alright, my turn. Let's play these Cauldron Familiars back. And let's pay that 1 mana to get a card. Garrick, ooh. Do we want Garrick or do we want another Witch's Oven? What would Garrick do for us? He could destroy a creature. We could use Garrick as removal, but we're going to do Massacre Girl, so we don't need that. I think Witch's Oven is a better call because we can get even more life gain from Witch's Oven. So let's do that. Let's see. I'm debating whether or not I want to play Cauldron Familiars. I don't think I do because I'm doing Massacre Girl. I need at least 2 creatures to die so that I can kill Steamkin. So I think this is fine. We're going to do the combo one more time. But I don't think we're going to play any more Cauldron Familiars since we're doing Massacre Girl. Actually, can we win? No, we can't. We need more food. Okay. I think this is good. Let's do Massacre Girl. Actually, we can win now that we have 2 more Witch's Ovens, but that's it. Good game. That was a very close one. I was pretty worried there when he put it out that Torbrand. Oh man! All right, first win. Let's keep it going. Let's see how we do. I finally was able to curve out just a little bit in that match, so I think that's really key. Alright, Cauldron Familiar and Gilded Goose. That's a good combo already. Massacre Girl for later. I would like to draw more intermediate spells, like 2 to 4 costs, but I think we can hope to draw those. Let's keep this. We'll do Cauldron Familiar first. Will we? Yeah, we'll do Cauldron Familiar first. In case he doesn't have an early blocker, we can just attack with Cauldron Familiar. Blue, eh? Let's go ahead and attack. There was no pause, so I don't think he has an instant or anything. Next, the good thing about Gilded Goose is that during the subsequent turns, before we have Massacre Girl available, we can just create foods with Gilded Goose. Okay, let's do Fabled Passage. Actually, there's no reason. Oh no, wait, there is a reason. We'll do Fabled Passage because using Fabled Passage before my next turn will slightly reduce the amount of lands in my deck, making it less probable to draw land. Maybe a Brineborn Cutthroat he has? That's my guess right now. Let's put a break in his end step. There it is, Brineborn Cutthroat. Okay. So probably looking like a mono blue, maybe instant style deck. We might want to start having Cauldron Familiar stay back as a chump blocker. We'll let that through for now. Okay, let's get another forest. And let's create another food. Why not? He's probably got a counter on deck, so the safe thing might be, well, the only thing we can do anyway is just to eat food and create another food with Gilded Goose. So that's going to be the plan. We're going to keep Cauldron Familiar as a blocker, since Brineborn Cutthroat does more damage than he does. Massacre Girl is not worth it at this point. We need to wait until he's either tapped out or has more worthwhile things to destroy. Another Brineborn Cutthroat, okay. Is he going to buff both of them with like an Opt or something? Yeah. Yep. We definitely need Cauldron Familiar on blocking duty now. And luckily we have enough Altis mana available for eating food, because we're going to need the life gain pretty soon. Yeah. Let's create a food. And let's eat a food. We don't need to do Cauldron Familiar just yet, because we're going to basically put him out on the battlefield in response to an attack. Wicked Wolf. He's probably going to counter it. Oh, you know what else I could do? I could put out Cauldron Familiar and then do Massacre Girl and just wipe the board. Either one is probably going to be countered, but I think Massacre Girl is going to force him to counter it, because it'll destroy both his creatures. Good game. Is he going to concede? The fuck? We're going to try for Massacre Girl. We're going to go with full control, because if he lets it come onto the battlefield, we'll do Cauldron Familiar in response. But he's probably going to counter it. Yeah, that's fine. I'd rather have that counter than Wicked Wolf, because Wicked Wolf can basically have infinite invulnerability, since we have Gilded Goose creating foods for it. Is his plan just to keep the rest of his, like, not play anything else and just have these Brineborn Cutthroats from now on? And just keep the rest for countering? I mean, it seems to be working. Yeah, he's probably not going to play anything again. Witch's Oven, fantastic. Yes. So, Witch's Oven and Wicked Wolf. I think we're going to do Witch's Oven to bait a counter, and then we'll do Wicked Wolf. I'd be surprised if he countered this, actually. Unless he had 2 counters. If he only has 1 counter, yeah, he'd probably let this through. So, actually, it might make sense not to cast Wicked Wolf right now. Not sure. I think I might just want to keep creating foods with Gilded Goose. I think that's the better play right now, because he probably has a counter. So let's just skip the turn. So now we're creating foods when we sacrifice, and we're creating foods with Gilded Goose, so this is working out well. We're still taking 4 damage, but we can at least eat foods every turn. Now that we're creating 2 foods a turn. Let's do that. Tell you what, if we can get a... Oh wait, we don't need to do that just yet. We can wait until his turn. 2 Cauldron Familiars, hooray! Let's put out a Swamp, we'll do Cauldron Familiar. Let's see if he gets countered. I doubt he would, because it's just going to go in the graveyard where I can recast it. Wow, I guess he did that just to buff his Brineborn Cutthroats. Interesting. He's still got 3 blue mana untapped, so it's very likely he still has another counter on deck for Wicked Wolf. Let's see. I still want to do 2 mana for this guy. I still want to do 2 mana for eating a food. Yeah, let's just let's hold on to Wicked Wolf for now. I'm still pretty sure he has counters. I think if I can get a card out with some draw power, I think that might turn things around for me. So far, I'm doing an okay job at withstanding his attack, but yeah, I definitely need something to start outpacing the amount of cards he has and start playing more things than he has counters for. Good thing is, every time we play Cauldron Familiar, we are chipping away at his life total, so it's not like we're being totally passive here. Oh, you know what? I think I misplayed. I could have created a food and blocked both of these guys. Oh well, we'll do that next time. Yeah. I think that would have been better. Let's do that next time. We basically have 2 blockers for each of these Brineborn Cutthroats each turn if we do it this way. Yeah, Gilded Goose is MVP right now, honestly. Creating a food every turn. Murderous Rider. Ooh. We have enough mana for Murderous Rider and Wicked Wolf. Do we want to Murderous Rider one of his Cutthroats? If we do, we can play Wicked Wolf probably. Stop saying good game. The game's not over yet. Why are you saying that? Let's do Murderous Rider. See if we can bait a counter. If he has 2 counters, then that's going to be an issue, but I think we have enough. I think he'll probably just have enough for 1. Yeah. So now we can put out Wicked Wolf, and Wicked Wolf will start being an invulnerable blocker. There's no way he has a counter for this. There's no way. What's happening? Do you have like an opt or something? Okay, so clearly there was a pause. So he has something he can play, which means potentially he can buff both these Cutthroats this turn, which means this guy has potentially a toughness of 6. I don't have enough food to get this guy up to power 6, so I can't destroy his Cutthroats, but I can destroy Hypnotic Sprite, so we'll do that. And he's a flyer anyway, so he's the one I care about killing. The ground guys, we can still chump block with Cauldron Familiar, so we'll continue doing that. But yeah, now that Wicked Wolf is out, this may have turned around a bit. Unless he can bounce it. On summon, okay. Well, yeah, that's a good play. He buffed his creatures and he sends my Wicked Wolf back. But at least we got unsummon out of his hand. We're still going to chump block these guys, so this doesn't change much. We're still taking 2 damage from Hypnotic Sprite. Why does this guy keep saying good game? The game is not over. You don't know what I have. Well, actually, he knows exactly what I have. Yeah, Cavalier of Gales doesn't bode particularly well, but I still think it's salvageable, especially since he's nearly tapped out now. We need like another Murderous Rider would be good if we could kill Cavalier of Gales. Oh yikes! Well, I mean he's just coming out next turn again. Does he forget that I have 2 Cauldron Familiars that can chump block? He seems to think he's going to kill me this turn. I mean, he does have a pretty good advantage right now, but it's definitely not, it's not insurmountable. Especially since I'm still doing damage every time I do those Cauldron Familiars. And I got Wicked Wolf coming out again. I got Gilded Goose coming out again. This is definitely doable. Oh, I misplayed. I should have sacrificed one of those. Oops. Alright, well, let's do Gilded Goose. Let's do Wicked Wolf. Wicked Wolf will kill... What is Wicked Wolf gonna do? I can't kill his Cavalier of Gales just yet because I can only get to 4 power. I can kill Hypnotic Sprite. I think we'll do that. I need to figure out something to do about Cavalier of Gales, though, because he's going to be doing 5 damage per turn. I think next turn we'll do Trail of Crumbs, and that'll give us an extra food. So for now, let's just do Wicked Wolf and remove one of his flyers. And obviously the Brine Lord Cutthroats, we can still just sort of chump block for now. It'd be nice if we had more forests, so we could do Trail of Crumbs this turn, but I think we'll manage. Yeah, more flyers, alright. Let's see what he does. Okay. Oh, so I can only chump block with 1 because I didn't, Oh, yikes. Okay, well here's the plan. Since I only had 1 food out, we'll block. We'll block like this. And then before damage resolves, I'll sacrifice Cauldron Familiar and then sacrifice the food that comes from that to give Wicked Wolf invulnerability. That sounds good to me. We're definitely running low on food right now. But, we're still surviving so far. Another Cauldron Familiar. Does that help us? We really need food, though. Let's do Trail of Crumbs. We need that first and foremost. He still has counters available, presumably. Yeah, I maybe should have baited the counter with another Cauldron Familiar. That might have been the better play. But hey, at least now we have Cauldron Familiar coming out, most likely unopposed. Oh, we got rid of a Quench, interesting. Well, let's do this. That's all we can do. Gilded Goose is going to create a food that's going to allow another one of our Cauldron Familiars to come out, so right now the main issue is still Cavalier of Gales. We need an answer for that flyer. We need, like, a direct removal, or we need, yeah, I think we just need direct removal. I think that's pretty much what it comes down to for Cavalier of Gales. I don't think we have any flying creatures in this deck. Let's see what we got. Full attack. Let's create a food. Get another Cauldron Familiar out there. Does he have another unsummon? I'm not sure why you're doing that. That actually helps me. I get another food next turn for 1 mana instead of 2. And I still get the food that I just paid for. Not sure what you hoped to accomplish there. Let's get another Cauldron Familiar out. It would have made more sense if you had bounced my Cauldron Familiar. But, hey. Can we actually destroy any of these creatures? I don't think so. Wicked Wolf can only be a 5/5 this turn, potentially. So that's not enough to destroy anything. So there's no reason to block with Wicked Wolf. We'll just do 2 chump blocks. Okay, I'm not going to forget to sacrifice these guys this time. Oh. We'll put a break on his end step. We're still taking 7 damage, so we're definitely in the danger zone. We need something to turn this around. There's Brazen Borrower. Okay. So, we can do... Oops. So I can attack with Wicked Wolf for 4 damage. I can do Cauldron Familiar twice. That's 6 damage. I don't think I can kill him. I could be wrong. Let's go ahead and do this. Shit, do it. let's say we can do Gilded Goose. It's nice to see that there's no pause. It means he doesn't have any response, so that's good. We can attack with these guys for 5. I think that's all we can do, because, well, we can put another Cauldron Familiar out. Yeah, we can attack for 5. That'll get him down to 2, and then we can do Witch's Oven combo once. So yeah, we just barely don't have enough to kill him. That's sad. That's really sad. Can we survive, though? That's the question now. We have 1 blocker for flying. That means we can block Cavalier of Gales. We'll take 5, but we'll survive because we gain life from the Witch's Oven combo. So we only need 2 ground blockers. So let's go ahead and attack with these guys. Yeah, this will work, I think. Yeah, I think we'll survive. Depending on what he has in his hand, of course. If he has like some kind of bounce, then we're screwed, but we're sort of rolling the dice right now. Here comes the all-out attack. Hopefully he doesn't have any responses. Let's go ahead and Witch's Oven, so that we can have another Cauldron Familiar. Definitely glad that there's no pauses on his part. That means that I don't think he has an instant. And we should survive with 1 life. Look at this. I think we win. Oh my god, did we do it? I think we did it. Good game. Holy shit. What a comeback. Oh my god. Oh man, I'm pretty happy with that one. We just squeaked by with the Cauldron Familiar combo and the food manipulation. Oh man, let's keep this going. Let's do it again. We're now tied up, I think, at 2-2. Hopefully we can get to at least 4. This is no good. All black lands. I mean, we do have 2/3 costs, but where's the green land for our food creators? I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it and hope that we draw a green land. We do have these guys if we get to turn 3 and have nothing to do. Hopefully we get like a Forest or Fabled Passage one of the early turns. I know I keep rolling the dice on my opening hands and I end up regretting it, but I have faith in the statistics. Oh, we went first, so we didn't even draw a card. Alright. Well, hopefully the first turn we draw, we'll have a green land. That's not a green land. Steam Vents. Is this a Jeskai Fires deck or a Izzet deck? Witch's Oven. Oh, that's nice. Alright, well, let's get out Midnight Reaper. Is he going to counter it? He's going to counter it. Alright. That's okay. What now? Overgrown Tomb. Fantastic. So we can do Gilded Goose and Witch's Oven. That's probably good. He let Gilded Goose through. Interesting. I wonder if he's going to let Witch's Oven through. Let's find out. And we've got 2 mana left over to eat this food if we want to. Looks like he's thinking about this one. Oh, he let it through. Interesting. Alright. Well, that's all I wanted to do. I think we might eat this food during his end step. He might have a shock to destroy Gilded Goose. Or a Bone Crusher. Really? He's bouncing Witch's Oven. Alright. I'll take that. Doesn't affect me much. It's like 1 mana. Maybe he just had nothing else he could have done, so he was like, fuck it, let's just do something. Let's eat this food. I have a feeling there's some damage-dealing spells in his deck, so we might as well get a life boost. What do we got now? We've got Trail of Crumbs and Witch's Oven. I like both of those. Let's do Witch's Oven first. And then, I might just want to create a food, honestly. Let's just do Trail of Crumbs, see what happens. If Trail of Crumbs is going to get countered, I'm totally fine with that, so that my other spells don't get countered. Nice. Alright, cool. Oh. Oh, Brandborn Cutthroat, okay. So I do need to start dealing with these, with some threats now. If we can get Wicked Wolf out next turn, we might try and remove Brandborn Cutthroat. He's got a lot of land, but he only has 3 cards in his hand, so that's at least good. We're gonna let that through. Yeah, he's probably not gonna do anything for the rest of his turn. He's probably just gonna wait until my turn so we can buff Brandborn Cutthroat. Let's see. So I think eating food is probably a decent strategy right now. Just creating food and eating it so that we get draw power. Let's do that. Let's make a food, then we'll eat it. We'll pay an extra mana after we eat the food to draw a card. Sounds good to me. We're gaining life, we're drawing cards. Nothing he can do about it because he can't counter abilities. Cauldron Familiar, I want that, because now, even if I play it and he counters it, I can still do the combo, because I can do stuff from the graveyard. So that's really good. I can start doing the combo right away. There's Brazen Borrower. Alright, so he's starting to mount an attack. But that's okay, because next turn I got Cauldron Familiar out as a chump blocker for his Brandborn Cutthroat. The only thing I really have to worry about is Brazen Borrower doing 3 damage per turn, but we can still avert that by just eating food every turn. I'm definitely glad I'm not seeing any draw power on his part. I think that's definitely helpful. Yep, this is fine for now. We're still in an okay place life-wise. We're also going to have draw power over him, because our Cauldron Familiar combo is going to be proccing with Trail of Crumbs, so we'll get basically a 2-card scry every time we do the ability. Let's do this. It would be great if he countered it. I just didn't realize that you can do it from its graveyard. Interesting response. Just direct damage to my face. Okay. Well, that's actually good, because now he's tapped out, and I can play one of these other spells with impunity. So, what I might do... You know what I could do? I could do Massacre Girl and just kill all of our creatures. And then I don't have to worry about Brazen Borrower or Brandborn Cutthroat. Question is, do I think he has a 1-cost spell that he can buff Brandborn Cutthroat with? Let's see, I'll do 1, 2, 3... I should be able to kill Brandborn Cutthroat even if he buffs it one more time, if I do Massacre Girl. I'm tempted to do that, because then I don't have to worry about Brandborn Cutthroat getting too big. And I don't have to worry about Brazen Borrower either. Actually, no. We're gonna keep Cauldron Familiar as a chump blocker for Brandborn Cutthroat, and we're just gonna Wicked Wolf his Brazen Borrower. That's the play, I think. There is a pause, so he does have a response. Let's go ahead and kill Brazen Borrower. I probably should have given him invulnerability, but it didn't occur to me. That's fine, we have Cauldron Familiar as a chump blocker. Let's put a break at his end step. Yeah, that was not a good trade. Wicked Wolf for Brazen Borrower. I definitely should have sacrificed a food to give him invulnerability for that turn. Gadwick. Okay. Alright, so now he's drawing cards. That's an issue. But I can Massacre Girl to kill both of these. Shit! Oh, I had pass turn on. God damn it. Well, I wasted a food, basically. Let's... Damn. Alright, well. That was a waste of a food. Actually, no, I don't think we wasted anything, because we can just do the Witch's Oven combo now. Yeah, I think technically that was fine. Solely because we had an extra food already. Okay. Let's see, what do we want to do here? If we do... Massacre Girl won't kill anything unless we have Cauldron Familiar out. But if If we do that, then Massacre Girl will kill everything. We could also put Massacre Girl out and then sacrifice it for 2 foods. So that would be nice. Question is, do I think he has a 1 cost that can buff Brineborn Cutthroat? It won't matter, because we'll kill Gadwick. I think that's what we're going to do. No. No, I've changed my mind, because Gilded Goose is too valuable right now, just creating foods for me every turn, so we're just going to keep that going. We're going to put out Paradise Druid, and we're just going to keep up this draw power with the food combo. Yeah. We're going to create a food, we're going to eat a food, we're going to put out Cauldron Familiar. We're going to pay mana to scry. We're just going to keep this going for a while until we catch up in terms of draw power. Okay. And actually, we could destroy Gadwick with Paradise Druid and Cauldron Familiar if we're willing to take 4 damage. And in fact, that might be what we want to do. Let's get draw power. Sure, I'll take a Forest. There's definitely a pause, though, so I think he has something he can do. Let's just give it a shot, and maybe we can draw out one of his removal spells. Worst case, we lose Paradise Druid. That's a small price to pay for a removal. We'll take the 4 for now. Alright, he's letting it go through. Cool. Sounds good to me. And then we'll have 1 more food creation from Gilded Goose, and we'll have 1 more scry from sacrificing that food to put out Cauldron Familiar. Another Gadwick. Well, you know what? I'm tempted to just remove him with Murderous Rider since he's all tapped out. Yeah, I think... Wow, look at all that draw. He just got so many cards. I think we are going to kill Gadwick. Actually, no, we could kill Brineborn Cutthroat. Which one is the bigger threat right now? It's hard to tell. Brineborn Cutthroat's going to keep getting bigger. But Gadwick, whenever you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Yeah, I think we want to kill Gadwick. I'm not a fan of that ability. And next turn we'll have Murderous Rider out as a lifelink blocker if we need. What is happening? You shouldn't be able to do anything, you're tapped out. Oh, he's discarding, okay. I was worried there for a second. Okay, so let's do, let's create a food first and foremost. Let's put out Murderous Rider. And that's pretty much it. We have enough mana to eat a food or pay 1 mana to scry when we put out Cauldron Familiar. And we can do our Cauldron Familiar combo once. Castle Vantress is not great to see on his side, because that means not only does he have a ton of cards in his hand, he also has scry power to make sure he's getting good cards. Let's go ahead and scry so we can try and catch up in terms of draw power. Wicked Wolf, I like that. We don't need any more land at this point. And honestly, just chipping away at his life total with the Cauldron Familiar combo might be enough. Because I don't think this color scheme has life gain. So any damage we do is for keeps. We just constantly chump block him, prevent him from doing too much damage to us. Use foods when we need to recover life. Yeah, that's fine. We can do a Brineborn Cutthroat. It would be great if he tapped out and played a bunch of creatures, and then I just played Massacre Girl and just destroy everything. Because he's got to be thinking he needs more creatures out to overcome my Cauldron Familiar chump blocker. So, I'd definitely be happy if that was his current thinking. What else you got? Rowl's Outburst. Ouch. So, not ideal that he's doing direct damage to me, but still tolerable since we have food creation mechanisms and we can eat the food. Let's chump block him. And do I want to block with Murderous Rider also and force him to use a removal? I think I do. We'll gain life unless he does a removal on Murderous Rider. And we'll destroy Brineborn Cutthroat unless he uses a removal. Opt's not going to help you because it's not my turn, so you're not buffing Brineborn Cutthroat. Might just be looking for like a shock or something. But yeah, I'd take destroying a Brineborn Cutthroat. That'd be great. Oh, he did have a shock. Okay. That's fine. Even if I sacrifice Cauldron Familiar, I'm still gaining life from Murderous Rider, so that's fine. And Murderous Rider goes right back in my library. And now you're basically tapped out, so I can do Wicked Wolf with pretty much impunity. Let's do... We're gonna... we can do this now, I think. We're safe. He's basically tapped out, so there's no reason not to. And we can pay the 1 mana remaining to scry. Vraska, I like that. Yeah, let's get a Vraska out. This is looking good. Do we have enough mana for both of these? We need 8. We can get 8. I like it, and I'm pretty safe from counters, so let's do that. We're gonna do Vraska. We can actually destroy both these guys. Let's do Wicked Wolf first. We'll destroy this one, and then Vraska can destroy the smaller one, or the larger one. This is looking really good. Yeah, this is looking great.
Your demise won't be. I've suffered
That was a crucial turn in my favor. Even with 5 cards in his hand, it's going to be difficult for him to come back from that. I think we're in a really good place right now. And we still have Massacre Girl on deck in case things get out of hand and he starts playing a ton of things. Moving on, Lang. What do you expect to do with that?
Me over the ages? None have prevailed.
Okay.
A raging river.
I see you. See, if he has a shock, he can kill Vraska. So I expect to see that if he has any direct damage. And actually, if he doesn't kill Vraska, that tells me he has no direct damage, which is a useful thing to know. Interesting, he's still going for my life total as opposed to going for Vraska. He's probably just trying to finish me off before I can do anything. Let's do our Witch's Oven combo. Gain some of that life back. Let's get another forest out here. We're going to do Vraska's life gain and draw card thing. We've got way too many lands. Let's do full control. Oh, whoops. I forgot, I probably should have used that land to activate Gilded Goose, but I forgot about it. Also, I could have just created a food and sacrificed that. Oops, I'm misplaying already. Let's go ahead and attack Muyan Ling. I don't want him creating a 4/4.
You're being irresponsible.
Massacre Girl, it doesn't make sense to do Massacre Girl right now. Okay, yeah, we'll probably just eat food, honestly, with the rest of our mana. And scry some more. Vraska is giving us more draw power and getting big.
Learn some respect.
That's a waste because I can just sacrifice it. I'm not sure what your game is there, friend. Did you forget that I can sacrifice this with Witch's Oven? Yeah, you need a big threat to start turning things around. Otherwise, I'm gonna come back. More direct damage to me. All right. I'm still not that worried because I've got tons of food. And also, how many Rowl's outbursts have you used? I feel like that's the... Wow, you used all 4. Oh my god. Okay, let's go ahead and... Oh! There's the concede. Good game. Yeah, that was... It was looking pretty good for me by the time I got Vraska and Wicked Wolf out when he was tapped out. I think that's pretty much what decided that match. Alright, 3 wins. Let's see if we can get to 4. Yeah, these last couple games have been a lot better than the initial ones. Like, you can definitely tell a difference in the starting hand and like how the starting hands turn out for the rest of the game. It's just a big difference. Oh, Gilded Goose and Witch's Ovens. And Trail of Crumbs. This is good. All that's missing is the Cauldron Familiar, which I'm hoping we can just draw because there's 4 of them in this deck. I think we're going to keep this. Yeah, we'll keep this. This is it's not a great starting hand. It's pretty good. we've got food production here and sacrifice mechanisms, but we don't have something that uses the food. But that does mean in the meantime we can just use our mana to eat the food. That's always something we can do. And Trail of Crumbs will allow us to scry and get draw power from that mechanism. My god, 3 Witches' Ovens. If Cauldron Familiar comes out, we are set. I'll tell you that. Let's go ahead and do Trail of Crumbs. And I'm glad to see that he's playing... I only see black so far. Which tells me that he probably doesn't have any counters. Which means I can play these Witches' Ovens without too much trouble. Rakdos. I'm kind of curious to see... Is it exactly Rakdos, or does he have like a third color? It's unusual to see Rakdos on turn 3 without having played anything. That's why I'm curious. I think we're just going to do 3 Witches' Ovens, honestly. Let's just get them all out there. There's no immediate need to keep creating food because he's not doing anything just yet. And honestly, seeing 3 Witches' Ovens might be enough for him to concede. Wow, this person must be like mana screwed or something. I don't know what's going on. Let's do Midnight Reaper. Start doing some damage to him. Ashiok? I didn't expect to see you. Okay, so maybe this is a Grixis, like a red, blue, black deck, and he's just hasn't been able to find an island. Okay, well that's interesting. Fabled Passage. I'll probably want to do Wicked Wolf and Fabled Passage. Well, let's go ahead and attack Ashiok. Is this just a pure mill deck? I think I've seen decks like this where it's just Ashiok and then he has tons of cards that allow him to get Ashiok back out on the battlefield. So if that's the case, maybe I just want to attack him for direct damage. Let's try that. And we'll do Wicked Wolf. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and assume for now that's what he's doing. And if that's the case, I can't pay attention to killing Ashiok. I need to just go right for his life total so that he cannot ignore my creatures. I've only encountered this type of deck once before, but it worked very well. Can we do... Oh yeah, Fabled Passage. Let's reduce the amount of lands that are in our deck. Oh shit. Fa. That's annoying. Yeah, that is an oops. How embarrassing. Oh my god, a Garrick. If I can get the mana for it, I need one more land, because I can use Gilded Goose for 1 mana. Well, let's just keep attacking him. He doesn't seem to have any defenses yet, so let's just go for it. We'll just let Ashiok do whatever the hell he does, and we'll just keep doing damage to him. We'll have Gilded Goose create food, and we'll scry a bit during his end step. Why is he saying good game? Why I don't like when you say good game, and I don't think the game's over yet. What was I doing? Was I going to eat food? Yeah, I think I was. Oh, I didn't have mana left over for scrying. That's fine, we'll just gain life. Vraska. Yeah, I like Vraska. We can get some draw power. How much damage can I do? I can do 6 plus 1 plus 1, that's 8. I can also make a food with Gilded Goose. Let's do Vraska. Wait, let me just double check I can't actually win here. I can get 1, 2, 3 from Gilded Goose. 4 if I sacrifice something. That's 4 plus... Okay, I can do 10 damage, way I see it right now. Yeah, I can do 10 damage. That's pretty close. But since I can't actually kill him, we're just going to go for the regular attack, and next turn we'll kill him. If he doesn't have any defenders. I think for now we'll just do Vraska. Get another big threat out there. But yeah, he's definitely dead next turn if he doesn't do something. I just skipped Vraska's ability. God damn it. Wow, I'm misplaying all over the place, but I think I'm still going to win. Let's sacrifice him. I think that fizzles his spell, so we shouldn't be able to search for any lands if I do this. Yeah, excellent. Yep. I don't care about what Ashiok's doing. I think we got him. Because he's all tapped out. Let's go. Yeah, that's game. We were about to just buff Wicked Wolf with like 3 foods, and we were going to do like 6 damage next turn, so that we pulled that one out. Yeah, I think that guy might have been mana screwed. It looked like he was trying to do stuff, but like he didn't have the mana for it. Like the first 3 turns, he just didn't do anything. All right, we got to 4, so I'm happy with that. We covered that entry cost, that all-important entry cost to the standard event. Everything from here on out is pure profit. How far can we go? Oh, I like this. Cauldron Familiar and Gilded Goose, and we get Wicked Wolves for later. We're keeping it. We'll do, I'll pay 2 life just so I can get Cauldron Familiar out. So that if he doesn't have any first turn creatures, we can start attacking. Next turn, obviously, Gilded Goose. Arboreal Grazer, interesting. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of these guys ever since Land of the Dead was banned. Let's put out, I don't know. I mean, Gilded Goose is coming out for sure, but maybe Fabled Passage to reduce the amount of lands in our deck. Not sure yet. Yeah, why not? Looks like Temur. Sacrifice this. We'll take a forest. Massacre Girl, alright. I don't know what kind of deck he has yet, so I'm not sure how useful that is just yet. I think for now we're just going to create foods. Create those foods and eat the foods. Let's put out a swamp. No point in attacking with Cauldron Familiar, since he'll be blocked. Oh, I just realized these are gates. I didn't even notice. So is this a gate deck? Fae of Wishes, what the hell? Well, I certainly hope he doesn't find some card that neutralizes... Oh, Fires of Invention, alright. Not usual that I see that in the sideboard. Usually that's something they're all in the deck. Let's create some foods. So I guess we're going to have some fun with Fires of Invention. That's going to be an issue because I don't have much flexibility right now. I basically have creature removal and food creation. I don't have my sacrifice mechanism yet to get Cauldron Familiar going. So right now this is bad. Actually, we can remove Arboreal Grazer with Wicked Wolf, so let's do that. Just so we can start doing a little bit of damage, but I have a feeling Fires of Invention is going to allow him to board wipe or something. Oh shit, I didn't mean to attack with Gilded Goose. It doesn't matter. Unless he has a flying haste creature, which I doubt, then that doesn't matter. He's gaining life with these Plazas of Harmony. There's Fires. And what's his next spell going to be? Nothing? Really? Why? Why did you not play another spell? Alright. Well, we're gonna attack. And I think we're just gonna create and eat foods. We're just gonna conserve our cards because, these have removal abilities, and we wanna keep those for whatever comes. Yeah, still not totally sure what kind of deck this is. I don't think I've seen a Temur Fires of Invention deck before. I wonder if he has like a Chandra? There's Guild Summit, so this is definitely a Gates deck. It's like a Gates deck that also has Fires of Invention. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I think there's Fae of Wishes. I think the way to go is just going to be to just keep dishing out the damage and just see what he can do about it. Oops, nope. Let's create a food. We want tons of foods because when we play Wicked Wolf next turn, we want to buff him with 1 food to kill Fae of Wishes. He could always return it to his hand, but that's fine in that case. Let's eat one of the foods, I think. The skilled summit's very problematic because it gives him a lot of draw power, so I think we need to really apply the pressure as much as possible. So let's do this. Ideally, we'll get some draw power pretty soon. So let's buff Wicked Wolf, make him a 4/4. Let's see if he returns it to his hand. Or has some kind of answer. Well, he can't have an answer, because Fires of Invention prevents spells from being played on his turn, so he's got to return it to his hand. That's fine with me. Now our creatures can attack with impunity. And I wonder if I should... No. We're not going to buff Wicked Wolf, because I want to keep this food on standby in case I need to make one of them invulnerable, if he has like a board wipe or something. So for now, we'll just be content to have these creatures out. Probably going to make a food. A circuitous route. Now, what is this deck? What is the win condition? Does he have like some ultimate like 15 cost spell that he's going to use for Fires of Invention? I mean, he's getting a lot of draw power. Oh, and it looks like it's potentially 5 color, so it's not Temur. The only thing I don't see is black, but most likely he has that somewhere. So it's potentially a 5 color Gates / Fires of Invention deck. There's Hydroid, okay. Well, I'm not that worried about Hydroid because my Wicked Wolves can kill it when it's this weak. It's only a 4/4. What else do you have? Alright, let's make a food. We're still, I think, okay. Okay, good. Trail of Crumbs. We can start getting that draw power. Fantastic. Let's actually attack with Cauldron Familiar as well, because if he dies, we can start doing the combo. We just want as much damage coming in as possible, because we don't know if he has life gain other than... Alright, let's buff this guy and kill him. Let's scry, since we took that food. My god, a Garruk, yes! Fantastic. That's coming out next turn for sure. Alright. We're doing decent damage. We're keeping his army clear. We've got a Garruk on deck. We're creating foods and eating foods. We've got scry power. We're looking pretty good right now. Obviously, he's got a ton of cards in his hand, and he's now looking at his sideboard for an answer, so that's a problem. But as it is, we're holding our own. The Planar Cleansing, yeah, that's fine. We're going to give Wicked Wolves invulnerability, so they'll survive. And let's actually create one more food with Gilded Goose. Do I want to do this? I think I might want to decline because I want that 2 other mana to eat the last food. Yeah, decline. And then we'll eat the food with the last one. Alright. We still have 2 5/5s in the field. Does he have another board wipe? I mean, if he plays it this turn, it won't matter because these guys are invulnerable for the turn. There's Growth Spiral. And we're going to get Garruk out next turn, so that'll be another threat that he needs to answer. I think we're still in a pretty good place. He's down to 14. He's going to be down to 4 probably next turn. Unless he has some kind of answer. I mean, he still has enough mana to probably play a big creature, so that's definitely a possibility. I need something else to produce foods for me so I can get my Cauldron Familiar out there again. Guild Summit. Okay, so he has a new means of draw power now. That's not great to see. He only went with 1. I guess he has something in mind to cast for the rest of his turn. Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of his draw power right now. There's Fae of Wishes as a blocker. Alright. I wonder... It looks like he does have something for 2 mana. Maybe a bounce card? Or a counter? I'm a bit worried about playing Garruk. He knows that I have Garruk too. Let's just attack first and see what happens. I feel like he probably has some kind of counter for Garruk. But I gotta try. It's too good an opportunity to pass up. Oh, interesting. He's gonna tap out to return it to his hand. I'm fine with that. Now I can get Garruk out. Problem is, he can always look for like a Casualties of War and just kill Garruk, but I want to get some value out of him before that happens. So let's go ahead and make 2 black wolves.
You're not scared of dogs.
So now, if he board wipes my creatures, Garrick will get his ultimate. If he does like a Casualties of War and destroys Garrick... Oh wow, he just buffed Garrick. So I can do Garrick's ultimate if he doesn't have an answer for Garrick also. I wonder if he realized that. Let's see what he does about Garrick now. He only has two cards in his hand other than Fae of Wishes, so... There's Hydroid. Yeah, he tapped out for Hydroid, so actually I'm gonna get the emblem from Garrick. That's fantastic. Question is, can I survive this Hydroid as it stands? It's always possible that I won't draw any other removal except for what I have for Garrick right now. So I may need to use Garrick's -3 to destroy that Hydroid. Oh man, but that emblem is so attractive. No, I think we gotta do the emblem. Because any creature that we play after this, like even this Paradise Druid is gonna be a 5/4. And we can play Massacre Girl, and that is Menace, and that's now a 7/7? Yeah. I think that's the way to go. All of our creatures are tougher. We still have Garrick alive, so he's going to have to waste an attack from his 7/7 just to kill Garrick. And meanwhile, if he doesn't kill Garrick, I can just keep creating those wolves, which will now be 5/5 tramples. So yeah, I think the emblem was the way to go there. We can tolerate him having a 7/7 just because of the fact that we can now make really beefy creatures. There's Fae of Wishes. What is he going to do with that? Maybe another board wipe, or maybe a individual removal. Definitely glad to see that Massacre Girl has Menace. That means I don't have to worry about it being blocked by Hydroid unless he plays another creature. Okay, his Wrath. Alright, I'm happy with that. We'll lose all our creatures. I'll just play more wolves with Garrick. I can do that all day. Question is, does he have a separate removal card for Garrick? Also, he doesn't have any black mana, so he can't even play Kara's Wrath without Fires of Invention. Maybe he forgot that. That might have been a misplay on his part. Oh, here it is. He's probably looking for the black mana now. And actually, if he finds black mana, he should be able to play Chaos Wrath still, because these Plazas of Harmony allow him to play any color that he has on the field. I don't see any black, though, so maybe he can only play this with Fires of Invention. Unless I'm just not seeing it. Yeah, I don't see any black mana on here. So Chaos Wrath is not happening. Alright, let's do Garrick. Let's just go in for the attack.
We are the apex predators.
Let's get him. I'm fine with losing Paradise Druid. We're doing 7 damage. That was probably a waste, honestly. Do I want to do another Massacre Girl? Just to sort of... If he has a board wipe, then Garrick is getting buffed again. I think we'll hold on to Massacre Girl. She's not crucial at this moment. Oh, you know what? I just realized it's a legendary creature anyway, so I would have killed one of them if I had played the second Massacre Girl. Okay, so there goes Garrick, but I still have that emblem that's there for the rest of the game. So, as long as we don't run out of steam and, like, only get lands, I think we're good. Okay, there's Chaos Wrath. Okay, the wolves die and don't give us any help. Okay, I did not want to see just lands, but at least we have Massacre Girl. Hopefully he doesn't have any direct removal for Massacre Girl. I mean, he's got a lot of cards, so that's maybe a tall order. But what I really need is to not just draw lands. I need something to play each turn, and I can finish this. But, yeah, there's his Gates Ablaze. Just out of desperation to survive. Oh, no! Oh, he just gained, like, what was that, like 18 life or something? Midnight Reaper, alright, we can do that. Then I can at least draw a card if he destroys it. But yeah, this emblem is sort of making me hold up against his staggering card advantage right now. There's nothing he can do about that emblem except... Okay, here there's Casualties of War. Even if he kills Midnight Reaper, I get to draw a card from its death, so that's good. Problem is, I only have 2 black mana producing lands. If he uses Casualties of War, he'll probably kill one of those, and then I'll only have 1 black mana. That might be an issue for some of my other spells. Yeah. Alright. Well, nothing I can do about that. Give me that card. Gilded Goose. Gilded Goose is good, because now I can start doing Cauldron Familiar, which will now be a 4/4. Oh my god. Yeah, the main issue right now is just his draw power. You know, it's possible. If I survive, I might be able to just mill him out of cards. He's only got 22 left. He's like 2/3 the way through his deck. If I can just survive with Cauldron Familiar and Gilded Goose... Oh, there's Hydroid. That's not what I wanted to see. Man, he's gained a lot of life. I remember when he was at like 6. Now he's back at 24. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty bad. He's got so many cards on deck. He's... Oh, Wicked Wolf. Excellent. Let's do Gilded Goose first. Put that food out there. And then I think we're going to destroy Hydroid Crassus with Wicked Wolf. Yep, and then Wicked Wolf is just invulnerable as long as I have a food on the battlefield. So Wicked Wolf might seal the deal here. And we've got a 3/5 blocker in Gilded Goose, so that's nice. He's returning Fae of Wishes to his hand, that's fine. Hydroid is dead. Wicked Wolf... I think Wicked Wolf could pull this off, because it has Trample as well. We're going to hold off on doing the Cauldron Familiar thing, because we want this food available for Wicked Wolf in case he tries to remove it. Really, the only thing he can do against Wicked Wolf is exile it. And the only way he's going to do that is with Fae of Wishes finding something in his sideboard. I doubt he has any exile in his base deck. So, yeah, Wicked Wolf, I think, is saving the day right now. That's going to apply a lot of pressure to him. Circuitous Route, yeah, just take all the cards out of your deck. I'm fine with this. Get every card out of there. You're down to 16 cards, you're 3/4 of the way through your deck, you're drawing even more cards. I'm fine with this. I don't see you overcoming what I have. Gilded Goose plus Wicked Wolf is a bit too powerful to overcome, I would guess. Oh my god, he's giving even more draw power! What are you looking for? What do you think you're gonna find? You know, it'd be funny if he had like a Jace in his sideboard, and like it allowed him to win the game because he ran out of cards. That would actually be pretty funny. That's not totally impossible. It's very possible that that this deck anticipates having like hyper draw power that allows you to mill yourself out. Or not mill yourself out, draw yourself out. If that's the case, he's probably going to do Jace at the last minute so that I can't do anything about it. Here's Fires of Invention, alright. Luckily I have this Gilded Goose here to block stuff. Yeah. Excellent, we have a second swamp. Fantastic. Is this in our hand? Or is this in the graveyard? I can't tell. Yeah, it's in our graveyard. We're not going to do that just yet. Let's sack with Wicked Wolf. Get that pressure on there. Put a break on his end step. And that's that. That's all we had to do. I just Fae of Wishes. Let's see what he's going to do about Wicked Wolf now. There's got to be something in his sideboard that helps him here. Oh my god, he does have a Jace. I can't believe it. Wow, I might be dead here. He might actually have me.
Always a step
Very nice. Damn it, I hate it when I'm right. So he's going to put the top two... I can't tell if he's going to win this turn or not. He's down to 2. I think he's going to win. He just needs a land that allows him to use Guild Summit. Does that do it? Does that trigger those? Oh my god, he's still alive. Well, I need to destroy Jace at all costs, basically. Let's create food. If I can destroy Jace... I doubt he has a second one in his sideboard. You know, it'd be great, some direct removal right now. That's not a direct removal. Thanks, game. Okay, so if I attack with both creatures, they both have trample, so that's 9 damage. He can only block 8 of it. I can buff Wicked Wolf twice. I think I can only get Jace down to 1. If I'm not mistaken. Let me just redo this math. 9 plus 1 plus 1. That's 11. I need to do 5. he can block 8 of it. That's only 3, right? Yeah, I can only do 3 damage to Jace. Yeah, I think he's got me. Let's just go for it, I guess. Oh, you know what? I misplayed. I totally could have done this if I had done Cauldron Familiar during his end step, because I forgot that Cauldron Familiar is actually a 4/4 with Trample. So I could have done this if I had done Cauldron Familiar then. I would have had enough to kill Jace, but as it stands, I do not. Damn it. So let's see, if I buff Wicked Wolf twice, that'll put it up to 4 damage, and he'll still have 1. Yeah, I think this is over. Yeah, this is... Oh, man. I actually wish that I hadn't realized that, because it's better when you lose and you don't... and you feel like it was sort of outside your control. It sucks when you lose and you realize that one misplay may have sealed the deal for you. Yeah, good game. Damn it. Yeah, I forgot about the emblem that gave my Cauldron Familiar +3/+3. That probably would have done it. Oh, man. Well, at least it was a good game. That was a really close one. I like it when it comes down to the wire like that. And hey, we got to 4 wins. We covered the entry cost. That's all I can hope for. Let's see what we got for prizes. Nice. What do we got for packs? Packs are the ones I really care about because we get a potential rare, mythic rare. Okay, we got more gems. We're getting tons of gems lately with these prizes. Alright, so we went 4 and 3 with our Golgari food deck, which I'm happy with. That's pretty much all you can ask for, getting the entry cost covered to the standard event. Something I definitely noticed about the earlier losses that I had in this event was that this deck seems to be especially susceptible to the problems that can arise when your opening hand doesn't curve out properly. So I think that's definitely something I want to watch out for if I use this sort of deck in the future. I may be more likely to mulligan than I normally would, just to make sure I get that nice curve of 1 to 2 to 3 cost spells. I think too often I was willing to gamble on taking a couple of expensive spells only, and then hoping that I draw into some cheaper spells, and it just didn't happen for me. Could be partly due to luck. It could also just be, I need to adjust my judgment when it comes to mulliganing with this specific kind of deck. But yeah, obviously, the Gilded Goose Witch's Oven Cauldron Familiar combo is it's powerful in any deck that uses it, and this deck is no exception when it does get going. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.